Good morning, Judd here. Just got up and I just wanted to show you something. I haven't even touched this yet. This was just with the stuff sitting on it, and look how much better that looks already. I haven't wiped it or anything. That's just, well, you can actually see there the dirt, how it's just dripped off the thing. That's that power wash. Now once I get the scrub brush on that, that'll just all come absolutely clean. But that's just from sitting there with it. Pretty damn impressive. Okay, finished breakfast, finished waking up, taking my shower and all that stuff. This is the angle iron I bought. I've already made a split there so I can fold it in half and get it in my car and get it home. This is going to frame the window to seal up all those edges. But this is actually roof edging. And it's got this little tiny bend here at the end. And so my first job is to cut that off, because I want flats on both sides. So that's the first thing I'm going to be getting at this morning. Whoops, I tell a lie. First thing actually is to scrub that down, get that all squared away. So we're coming outside because we're going to be rinsing and scrubbing and making a mess. Scrub brush I use. See that? Look at that. Just coming right off. Unbelievable. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So you can see that required minimal effort. And the only problems are where the original coating has actually been scraped off, broken off, and up here. Other than that, it has been a little discoloration here because of age. So we got a little yellowing along certain bars here. Who knows what they had stored there. But that's nice and clean now. Dawn Power Wash, incredible stuff. So that's all set. Let that dry, and we'll get that ready to install later. Oh, I did top off the pool because it was down about 6 points there, 6 of those squares. So I brought it back up to 1 square, and we're filtering away. I haven't been able to get into it since I refilled it because it's been too cold. The weather, getting windy, getting windy. All wind exists to sweep warm air aloft, which is my least favorite principle in meteorology because I love wind, but I also love warm air. I don't want to see it swept aloft. So now we're going to try to fix these angle irons, and I've got a tool that's meant for cutting cement board, and that's what I'll be using to try to cut them, because if I try to cut them with tin snips, it's going to deform the remaining metal, and if I try to cut it with a saw or a grinder, I'm not going to get a perfectly straight line. Actually, I might be able to flatten that out with a hammer. So we're going to give it a shot with that. Make clear what I'm starting with. There you go. You can see the bend there. So we're going to take that out. Okay, that worked pretty good, but not quite perfectly. Now, if I had something that was 1 1/8 inch wide, so I could over bend that a little bit, and then I can get it just about perfect. So that's I'm looking for something to do that with now. Nailed it, baby. Look at that. There you got that nice and flat now. That's beautiful. That's going to work just fine. Now to do the other one. Well, that worked out better than I'd even hoped for. I got two flat sides now, so I'm going to be able to tuck that up very nicely along those window edges. Okay, I'm back up. I'll tell you, I gotta remember to wear this thing all the time when I'm on my feet. Because I get up, I feel okay, I come out and do a job, I get involved in the job, I forget about it, and then by the time I finish the job, my legs are just wrecked, my hips are wrecked, my back is wrecked. And it's not so much that pain, I used to work through that all the time, but now it leaves me totally exhausted. And that's gotta stop. So I gotta remember to use this thing when I'm going to be on my feet, whether I feel like I need it at the moment or not, because it's the after effects that are killer. So anyway, the next step is the silver strips have got to go on here, because those are going to they're getting glued on, and they've got to be in place before I paint. They do. That has to happen. So I'm now going to very precisely and carefully cut those and put them in there. They're being glued in, so they're going to have to set up. I don't want to put nails through them. So that's what we're going to do now. Thing is, though, I've got just barely enough to do the job, because I've got 120 inches of this, but I need overlap. Now the window height is 28 inches, but I got 30, 28, 30, 28. So ideally that just works out, except this was a 1/4 inch short, so I'm going to be like a 1/16 of an inch short on each corner, because I want that overlap. So got to be real careful in how I cut this. All right, just made it. If you saw that last one, I didn't even have to cut anything off of, and it was just made it. What I got upset on that first one because I made the wrong cut. I wanted to come around the corner here boom, boom. And I didn't. Instead I came boom and up. And I didn't have enough material to do both ways, which I wanted to do on all four corners. But I can just fill in that missing bit with caulk and she'll be fine. And it gives me a good secure seal around the whole frame, and also I'll be able to tape my weather, when I put plastic over this window, I'll have something nice and secure to secure that too. And it just looks a hell of a lot better. I mean, damn, looks better than that piece of crap. Now, the really weird thing is this whole damn project, okay, all this whole thing started as a very simple thing. I was simply going to replace the short shelf I had here and make it full length. That's all I was going to do. I was just changing the shelf to go end to end instead of just hanging in the middle. And that has led to all that has happened over the last several days, or last week, I think. I don't know. But, that's why I was always hourly, because you never know where these things are going to go. You go in to change a light switch. I went in one job once to replace a rusty drain in a sink, right? I mean, it wasn't even a kitchen sink. It was a bathroom sink. It had a rusty drain, and the lady wanted that replaced. I was there for the next year and a half, and I totally rehabbed that entire place. Now, the good thing was I had it reported to me afterwards. It was at the end of that, months later, after I'd left for Florida. Somebody who knew her told me that she had said to him, since my work, it was the first time she ever came home and felt at home. So that was nice. But anyway, the thing is, you never know where these projects are going. Now I got to wash those all off, both sides, because I need glue to stick to one side and paint to stick the other, and all these metal pieces come with a thin coat of oil on them. That's why I had trouble marking them. So I got to wash those all off, dry them, and then glue them into place. Got those all washed and they're hanging there to dry. And while I was doing that, I came to an executive decision. Yes. I decided I'm not going to paint those. I like the way they look. They came out so nice and neat. I'm just going to go with that. And it goes with the sink. So the next step is I can actually paint that wall, which I may or may not do later. Because right now, I'm on break. Well, I think that break is turning into a done for the day. So happy day to you.